How's it going, my amazing Team Tinjus and all the other viewers who are for some reason not a part of Team Tinjus yet? I hope you're doing well because I am doing great. I've got a bit of a special treat for you guys today, and as you can already tell by the title, this video is going to be a bit of a guide, giving you some tips and tricks that will help you become a better Kha'Zix player and just make your life so much easier in game. I'm going to go over 3 tips that will just simply help you become a smoother, more fluent Kha'Zix player. These tips will mostly focus on knowing how to use your abilities properly and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's just cut the shit and get right into it. Okay, the first tip I have for you is to farm. Yes, I know, very simple, but simplicity is key, especially with Kha'Zix. And I don't just mean farm mindlessly and don't bother ganking and doing all that. I mean, you need to farm to get your level and item power spikes. Kha'Zix is a very expensive jungler, and he needs all the gold and experience he can get in order to be useful, because he's an assassin, and assassins suck really bad if they're behind. So you need to be able to farm efficiently and at the right times to ensure that you're progressing towards your important item power spikes and evolutions. Let me explain further. Your first power spike is Warrior. Why? Because it's cheap and easy to build, and it gives Kha'Zix a chunk of AD that he absolutely needs to be useful in the early to mid game. This is why you see me farming a lot early game and progressing towards level 6 as fast as possible. This is because hitting 6, getting your first evolution, and getting your Warrior enchantment is a massive power spike and allows you to have a strong impact on the game early on. Now, after Warrior, every single serrated dirk that you purchase is a mini power spike. Serrated dirk is fantastic for letting you deal more damage to enemies, assassinate better, etc. Duskblade is also a huge power spike, followed by your second evolution at level 11, and then pretty much every completed item will just make you a lot stronger. And your last evolution will seal the deal and just make you an absolute monster. So there you go, farm a lot, but make sure it's with a purpose and with progression towards power spikes. Once you get these power spikes, you need to stop farming and use these items to push objectives and kill enemies. Don't just farm non-stop and not help your team at all, because then you're just useless. Okay, here is the second tip I have for you guys. Okay, you ready? Watch this. Okay, did you see that? Yeah, that's right, I did nothing. Or did I do nothing? Alright, I'm joking. Here's the point I'm making. Don't use your Void Assault. Okay, you might be wondering, Tinjus, you've gone insane. What do you mean? How can you play Kha'Zix without your ulti? Should I just not level up R? No, that's not what I'm getting at. What I mean is to not use your Void Assault unless you absolutely have to win the fight. Kha'Zix's R is the most important ability he has, and if you waste this thing, you are just not getting the most out of your kit. And to explain this, we're going to look at an old clip that I have, which shows me being extremely patient with the way I use my Void Assault. Okay, so take a look at this fight against Nunu. My ultimate is coming up, so all I really need to do in this situation is to stay calm and play defensively while still maintaining my damage against him so that I buy time for my ultimate and leap to come up. Notice that once my ultimate is up, I don't decide to use it straight away, despite that I look like I'm in a very bad situation, but the fact is that I can kill this Nunu at any time I want with my ulti, but I decide to hold it until I absolutely need to use it to kill him, by which I can continue getting my auto attacks and Qs off, which are necessary to finish him off. Now, notice that I use my Void Assault at the last second so that I can execute him safely, and then use my remaining cast of Void Assault to avoid the Darius. This allows me to juke him out completely and use my leap to escape safely. Now, this clip is a great example of how you can really be patient with Void Assault, as if I chose to kill the Nunu using both casts of my ult, I wouldn't have it up to avoid the Darius and get that split second of invisibility that I needed to let my leap come off cooldown and escape. So hopefully you guys can learn from this and only use Void Assault when you absolutely have to in a fight. Okay, to show you a live example, I'm going to do another EQ auto attack combo with Void Assault integrated into it. So here we go. Okay, at first glance, you might think, well, I mean, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong with this combo, and yeah, you're right, but what's something that can be improved? Not using my Void Assault, yeah, that's right. Like, what is the point of using my R here when I don't need to at all? All I need to do is this to get closer, and that's that. A small little walk, and if the enemy's walking this way, then I don't need to walk up at all. I can just stay in this bush and wait, and bam, there you go, she's in leap range. Not only do I waste it on a kill that I don't need Void Assault to get, but now I don't have my ulti to defend myself. Sorry, let me just get rid of it really quick. I've got my cooldowns on. But yeah, I don't have it to defend myself from anyone who comes to try and fight me. I'm basically just screwed in this situation. Okay, let's say some people are coming to collapse me here, and there's someone coming from here to collapse on me as well. There's just no escape, and if I didn't have Evolve Leap, I would be even more screwed, because I can't use my Void Assault to get out of a bad scenario here. I can't use it to outplay anyone. There's just nothing I can do. Like, I'm screwed, especially if they have hard CC. So yeah, that's it. It's a very simple trick, and it really is nothing special, but it's absolutely essential. You need to use your Void Assault as, well, basically just think of it as a last resort, as a defense mechanism, right? You use it only when you absolutely have to. Be patient with your ulti, don't waste it as much, and trust me guys, you will have a much better experience on the champion. So I've got one more tip to explain in this video, and this one involves something that I've explained a while ago, and this is what I like to call the panic situation. What do I mean by this? Well, essentially, the panic situation is when you cause an enemy to panic, and this makes them react in a certain way based off of their champion. Now, understanding this concept is unbelievably useful when you want to outplay someone, and not only that, it will also prevent you from making bad decisions and bad assassinations. This basically lets you see into the future by understanding what the enemy is going to do next. It's really simple as an assassin because many players are scared of assassins. Like, very, very scared. And they tend to use important abilities very quickly against assassins because they think that they're going to get burst down. We can use this to our advantage and bait out important abilities that can instantly win us the fight if done properly. So let's go over an example. Alright, take a look at this example with Vayne and Soraka. Now, you might be thinking, oh, okay, these kills are quite easy to get. Like, there's nothing stopping me from killing them here. And yeah, you might be right. But there is one thing in this clip that I want to avoid, and that is going to be the Vayne's E, her Condemn, which will knock me back and stop me from effectively killing the target. So, I'm going to break this down according to the panic situation, which pretty much just lets me understand what the Vayne was going to do so that I can counter it and secure the kills. So, right from the moment I jump, the panic situation starts. The enemy says, oh no, there's a Kha'Zix jumping on me. What am I going to do? Or, what can I do so that the Kha'Zix can't assassinate me? And from the Vayne's perspective, the only thing she can do to stop me from killing both of them is to use her Condemn on me after I jump on them. This will push me back and leave me without a gap closer, which would pretty much stop the assassination entirely. So, knowing that this is pretty much the only way for Vayne to counter my aggressive play, I counter it by simply using my Void Assault to make myself unseen after I land from my jump. This prevents the Vayne from condemning me, and the fact that I'm invisible also switches her attention over to Set, in which she uses her Condemn on instead. Now that the Condemn is gone, it's pretty much free real estate for me, and I can easily just clean them up very, very easily. And this is as a result of me causing the Vayne to quote-unquote panic, so that I can easily avoid whatever countermeasures she has in place. By understanding the panic situation, you can open up so many opportunities that you never knew existed. It is a surefire way to outplay enemies, and it really just comes down to practice. Next time, before you jump on someone, make sure you understand what the enemy can do to shut you down, And once you understand that, you can begin formulating a new approach to the situation based off of the way they're going to panic. Get creative with this. You can flash skill shots, you can dodge abilities with your ult. This clip was just a basic example of just one of the ways you can avoid important abilities that can stop you from killing the enemy. Okay, so that's going to be it for this guide. I didn't really want to put too many tips into this video, otherwise it would just be too long. And I really like to go in depth on the importance of these fundamental basic tips because they really will help you become a much better Kha'Zix and let you see the game in an entirely different way. So, to summarize, learn the importance of farming, be very patient with your Void Assault, and last but not least, understand how the panic situation works. If you want to see more of the panic situation, I am pretty much applying it in every single fight that I take, so you can take a look at literally any of my unranked to challenger gameplays and you'll find some great examples in there. If you're not a part of Team Tinjus yet, I strongly suggest you subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed. It helps me out a lot, and I'm hoping to grow this absolutely amazing community we have. I mean, you guys are just awesome, man. It makes me want to keep doing this more and more, and I truly mean that. I really do. And I hope you guys are staying safe. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.